Hey you guys, so as promised, I'm back with part 2 of my Q&A video. I got some juicy questions to answer. And we're just gonna continue. These always end up being so much longer because every question brings up sort of you guys always ask really good questions and they're always different, which sometimes I'm like, am I gonna get any different questions? Is it gonna be any different than the last one? They are always different. And I think it's just a fun way to kind of break up all the fun stuff that we usually talk about, you know? So we got some juicy stuff coming up in this one. What are your main guiding principles in your parent method or style? And she said she would love to see Brad on camera again. What are his thoughts on having Olivia in the public eye of social media? I feel like we've done a good job of sort of balancing that out. Again, she's not content. My whole family isn't content, period. Social media is a part of our life, but I think we have to kind of like know where to draw the lines and stuff so we don't all make ourselves like nuts and have children later that are like, why the hell did you show me why did you tell everybody about my potty training? Why did you tell everybody or show everybody the picture of me in the emergency room when like my eyeball was falling out? No, I'm kidding. It's nuts. Like even just on my personal Facebook, everything people share and it's just no second thoughts given. And you might think, well, what's bad about that or what's wrong about that? I don't know. It's just a lot. You know what I mean? It's like, they don't need all that. And, but yeah, with Brad, it says, what are Brad's thoughts on having Olivia in the public eye of social media? I don't really think she is. I mean, people that follow me know that we have a child. They've seen her. My earrings. Okay. And I'm very happy about that whole balance. I've just kind of figured it out over time, like what feels right, what doesn't. And I very strongly go with that, with my gut. And I don't say, well, it doesn't really feel like something I want to share, but I'm gonna share it because I know that's gonna get a shit ton of views. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do that. But yeah, but Brad is even more laid back. Like, I'll sometimes be like, oh my gosh, should we share? Like, is that too much? And he's like, no. Brad is very like, makes me feel safe. He always makes me feel good. He's like, what you're doing is great, you know, like it's fine. And you say you'd like to see Brad on camera again and again. Like sometimes I just feel like, you know, I feel like, you know, as the years have gone on, things have changed on YouTube. I've talked about that. A while back, there's so many videos that just seem so desperate. And I never wanted to have him on videos of like doing something silly or, you know, doing something ridiculous. But I always liked doing Q&A videos or something really like you know, with our birth story or whatever we did, you know, we talked about that together and shared that. Without sharing, I never shared photos in our room. I never, you know, shared too much of that kind of stuff because I did want that. I did want to have some private moments of that, but I wanted to share all that with y'all and that felt so good and I loved sharing that with you guys. As far as like just him being on a random video, just, oh, people want to see Brad, let's see how we can like force them into this video, you know. I think what's fun is when we would talk about things or when we would share our perspectives on things. I think we're gonna start something soon. I don't know, not a video thing, but we might be doing something soon. Brad's working on it. I'm like, if we wanna do this, this is gonna be like you. So we're gonna start something maybe soon and I will keep you guys updated. A parenting, oh gosh, you have some really good questions, Jenna. Like, what's your main guiding principles on your parenting method and style? Let me just tell you. I don't want to say this is my parenting method, this is my style. It's just how I am with my child. I try to like respect her. I try to do things in respectful ways. I'm very like no nonsense about a lot of things. We have a good schedule. But at the same time, I don't, you know, I realize she's only been little once. I'm not overbearing about, we have to do this because that's what this method says, or we have to do this or that. And things I always realize, like even when she was a baby and stuff, I would worry about something like, oh my gosh, she's never gonna eat this food or she's never gonna do this. Well, in a couple weeks, in a couple months, she'd be doing that and I'd be worried about something else. And there's always gonna be something. I always try to stop and just say, just enjoy these moments. Don't take things so seriously. Take raising your child seriously, but just have fun, you know? I don't know, we try to like, I guess my whole thing, I try not to get caught up in life and like everything else. I try to really focus on her a lot. Like I get guilty sometimes, or I feel guilty, of course, like the mom guilt. I even hate that word, like guilt, like you know, we all tend to feel guilty about so many things. And sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I've got to film a video. Brad's like with her or something, or, you know, something else is going on. So, you know, we've both been able to like work from home and kind of do our own things and start our own stuff. And it's like, you have to do things, you have to work, you have to do what you got to do. And, but I do try to balance my time so that she doesn't see me looking at a phone all the time, or that she doesn't see me on a computer all the time. I try to do a lot of that stuff after she goes to bed. I've kind of talked about that. So the whole parenting method style is just, I just try to make the most out of everything. And my goodness. Okay, so this is like this. So Sarah is like, you know, she asked the sweetest comment and it said show more. And sometimes when you click that, there's really nothing else. But gosh, and then here's her question. She said, gosh, this is so big. Like, I don't even know if I should answer this. Like, this is just so much. But when you guys ask me these deep questions about relationships and stuff, like I am not a relationship expert. a friend, you know, like if you were gonna ask a friend, do you think it's okay to forgive infidelity in a relationship if you have been with that person for a long time, have kids, have shared precious, intimate moments? This is so sad. Are married, and I know it's an impulse, bad choice they made. Do you think the good of a relationship outweighs one mistake? Sarah, this is like a really heavy question. Gosh, like I don't even know how to answer this. Like, for one, I can't say, oh, this is this and that, because I haven't experienced that. It's so common. Like I know, like you always know somebody that's been through this, or you know several people that have been through this. I can't say like yes, no. I think it just depends. Like, and it's like sometimes I say like you can't change a person. Like if you're with someone and they're a complete nightmare, you can't just say, okay, well I'm just gonna give them my all. And if someone is just horrible, they're not gonna change. I would say probably go to therapy and talk about it. And if I don't like, if it was something long term, if it was like something that you found out, well, this has been happening a lot, well, it'd be hard to think, well, or like with several people, well, it's not going to happen again. You know, it's kind of hard to think that. Oh, a lot of thunder. Okay. Funny timing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that. Aren't you glad you asked me the question? But no, I don't think it's anything you should be ashamed of or say, well, is this right or wrong? I don't think anyone can tell you that. I think every relationship's different. I think you have to do what's right for you and what you want to do, and what anybody else thinks, what I think, it doesn't matter, because it's not their relationship. Do you have regrets with YouTube? Gosh, I kind of mentioned this earlier. Like, I really don't have any regrets of everything that I've posted or that I haven't posted. I can look back and honestly say that I have been honest and that I've never done anything that I've regretted and said, oh gosh, you know, I told them this and it wasn't right. And you see a lot of that. And I think that it makes people skeptical of you, and it makes people, you know, and I feel like I've always worked with good companies. If anything didn't work out, I've always been kind of open with you guys about that. That really only happened like in my early years, where like there were a lot of like silly little things, and I just kind of, you know, told you guys. I've never let it really affect who I am. I feel like I like to be sort of behind the scenes in life anyways. Like I don't know how to describe this. You know, I didn't do this to be like some big famous YouTuber, which I'm certainly not, but like I'm proud of what I've been able to do and live exactly where I want to live and do what I want to do with my family and have a life and not be like trying to prove anything to anybody. And just, I like how I've done YouTube, and I can honestly look back, and I was thinking this the other day, there's nothing that I regret. There's nothing that I would change. I'm just happy about, I don't want to say like who I am on here, because I am myself, you know. If people know me in real life, I'm the same person, you know. This isn't like some character. I'm not on here like making a big production out of what I'm doing. Or in the beginning, I was always hyper aware of that, of like, I could never talk about something that I didn't like, knowing that you guys like spend money on it and that you take my advice and you value that. I would not be able to sleep at night, and I would be miserable, and I would probably be really depressed. And you know, I can't do that. So I'm proud of everything that I've ever talked about, everything that I've ever showed, things that I've done. And what are your business goals / future career plans? You know, it's funny, like and her question too, I know you've mentioned that you guys invest in real estate. Are there any other investing avenues that you pursue? So yeah, and I've talked about this a lot. I don't want to get into a lot because I feel like everyone always asks a question regarding this, but the different thing is like, what do you want to do in the future? I feel like I love doing YouTube. I don't see it, like I never think, oh well, YouTube's changing, I don't know where I'm going to be in 10 years. I'll just keep doing it. I'll keep doing exactly what I want to do. I don't think there's any time limit on YouTube, so I never think, oh gosh, what if I'm not going to be able to do this? Everything always evolves, everything changes. You can turn it, and it has. You look at the past 11 years, certainly things have changed so much, and you may think, well, you're doing YouTube. YouTube is YouTube. It's so not. Like what I've done behind the scenes, how we've changed and made things work differently is so different. So it always evolves. It always changes. Things that I don't do anymore. I don't do my blog anymore because I thought that was kind of a waste. You know, I don't know. That just didn't make sense for me because I have YouTube, and it's just, to me, this is so much better, more personal, personal for me. So YouTube, I love. I can do this all the time. I can do this anywhere. Obviously you can't give advice about like what companies you invest in and what you do and why. But I would say find yourself a good financial planner when you don't have money. Like don't think, oh, I'm gonna wait till I have money to have a financial planner or whatever. I just feel like you can really do a lot of smart things and like do a lot of cool things, and they can help you invest in certain things. Would you ever go back to teaching? I don't know. I don't think so. I know, and I don't want to say I don't think so, because could I one day? Sure. I think my license has expired. I never really started it and then quit it for YouTube, or it's kind of like YouTube just kind of happened while I was trying to get into it, you know, like I had done little part-time things, and I had never had like a full-time teaching position. And so while I was trying to do that, this came about. So I think, I don't know, it just, I feel like I never really left it, or like never really, because this sort of came about, this is what I've done. Did you have any serious relationships before your husband? Not like, I mean, gosh, I dated Brad when I started dating Brad when I was 20, 19 or 20. No, I was 20, 19 or 20. I don't know, it's just, that's crazy to me. And of course, like you have like your little boyfriends in high school or whatever that you're like, you know, and then it's just, you look back and you're like, thank God. But that's bad to say, I don't want to. I did date a guy for several years, and then it did into college. Yeah, because into college too. So nice, like nicest guy. But like things that it's just, it's so hard when you date someone in high school or even in college a lot of the time, and then someone's going in a different direction, you're going in a different direction, you meet different people. And so it's just kind of like, so yeah, obviously those relationships are like hard and not like the ideal, but yeah, nothing crazy. What kind of fiction do you like to read? I haven't read a lot of fiction books in a while. I don't find myself reading a lot of fiction books. I like spending my time reading things, like something that's gonna like teach me something, or if it is something that's interesting, like a fiction book or something, I like to read a lot of like older books and stuff like that, I don't know. Have you ever been into Gilmore Girls? Oh my gosh, I remember watching it like when it was on, but the recent like surge of it, I don't get. I'm like, I don't watch it again, you know? What is your favorite junk food of all time? That's so easy. She says hers is ice cream. Okay. Chips, like chips, more chips, anything salty. I love chips. Okay. Chips and like spinach dip, or chips and like buffalo dip, or just some kind of dip. Like, I don't even know, like chips and dip, chips and salsa, chips and just any kind of chips. Cool Ranch chips. Oh my gosh, Olivia loves Cool Ranch Doritos, and I try not to. It's like very special. She sees them in the pantry, and it's kind of like a bargaining chip. Literally, I'm like, eat your broccoli and you can have a Dorito. You know what I mean? Listen, that's my parenting style. No, I'm kidding. That's what you gotta do sometimes. But oh my gosh, Cool Ranch Doritos, I love. Oh my gosh, there's a new one. What are they called? I think, let me think of the brand. I get them at Publix, and it's in a red bag, and it's called Bacon Habanero. If you can find those chips, holy goodness, they're so good. I'll put the information below, because you need to get on these. You need to get these chips. Oh, they're so good. I love Jenny's ice cream, the almond butter brittle. So dangerous. You still use the Dermaflash? Do you recommend it? Yes, and yes, I love it. Don't use it too often, but I just don't find that it's a good thing to do here every now and then, but I feel like my hair doesn't grow back there a lot. So everyone likes Kathleen Zellner. We talked about that in the last video, Making a Murderer and stuff. So in my When You Assume video. If you guys didn't watch that, watch it. We talk about so much stuff, but yeah, everybody's saying that. Agree about the assumptions video, because they feel just like it puts you on a defense and it makes them uncomfortable. Your foundation looked so good. What shade were you wearing? What am I wearing in that video? I think I was just wearing this. This is just what I grab for most days. I love so many other things. I love the Lancome. I love the Laura Mercier. This is what I grabbed, the Clinique Acne Solutions in Fresh Alabaster. So good. So I'm wearing today too. Which Cartier bracelet do you prefer, the Love Cuff or the Love Bracelet? I've talked about mine before. I have one cuff and I have one bracelet that's the thinner version. I don't have the actual Love Bracelet that's this. It looks exactly the same. If you're gonna buy one, just get the cuff, because you can always take it off, but I've never really taken it off. I think I've taken it off maybe like twice since I've gotten it. Gosh, so many people talking about the Making a Murderer, because we talked about Making a Murderer in the Assume video. Just wondering if she should keep her dog out of her baby's room. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just up to you. I never did. Like, Waylon's always so protective of Olivia. He kind of sleeps in between. Like, he sleeps outside of her room, kind of like in between all of us, but I'll think of it like a dirty thing, which maybe I should. I have to literally take him like every couple weeks and just like get him a bath, because we can't do it here. It's just too much. He's way too big. He's pretty clean. Like, I don't really worry about that, but I'm very cautious with dogs, even with Waylon. I'll tell Olivia, you know, don't get in his face, and you know, if I see that they're playing a little too much, or I can see he doesn't want to be messed with, he'll just sit there and take it, you know, whatever she's doing to him. But you know, like, even she feeds him, like she likes to get his thing out, and you know, she feeds it, she pushes it back, pushes his little food thing back under the thing. She likes to feed him, and I always am like, you know, get away from him, let him eat, you know, like she knows not to stay next to him when he eats, which I don't think he would do anything, but you just have to be careful. So I don't know, I think I would be more worried about that than if they slept in the room. Even, I mean, sweetest dog, you just never know. Do you get into politics? Girl, not on YouTube. My thing is, like, I don't care what people do. I have very clear opinions. Obviously, like, I have very clear opinions, political opinions, opinions on everything, but I respect that everyone has a different opinion. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I think we should all be educated and then vote and do whatever we want to do, but I just don't think there's any benefit of someone like myself that has a channel doing it, coming out, trying to, like, I just feel like stay in your lane. I'm very open about what anyone wants to do. I'm very accepting of anyone and everything, but just don't try to make me do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be your best friend, like, I'll do it, but don't try to, like, make me feel like I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I think that is ridiculous when YouTubers get political, or when people get political anyway. I mean, maybe that's controversial to say, but and maybe you think, well, everyone should get political. I just feel like just stay in your lane. Like, have your opinions, but who do you think murdered Teresa Halbach? Okay, like, because we were talking about making a murderer. Like, listen, obviously, like, you can't come out and say, well, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Obviously, you can't do that. The TV show is out there. It's there. There's people making those assumptions. You can form your own opinions. I said before, like, I just don't think that I just can't see that he did it because, and I feel like a lot of people think this too, because the state's theory, the prosecution's theory is, you know, a certain way. And when you see that something definitely could not have happened, that they presented, like, well, then what else didn't happen? You know what I mean? Like, you know, well, this probably didn't happen. What they said, you know, all this that they said happened in his trailer. Well, his carpet wasn't replaced. The place didn't reek of bleach. Like, you couldn't just murder someone and, like, now if he went in and the whole thing was wiped clean, if the garage where they said she was shot was just totally, like, completely clean. This is like a dirty garage that has, like, just junk from a million years sitting all over the place. There would have been specks of blood. I mean, I don't want to get gross, but it's just like, you can't clean something like that up. It's hard enough to clean up, like, just a tiny little, or to wipe just a small little, you know, I'm sure, like, scene of something. If you do something just insane like they portrayed, why did they come up with that theory and expect people to think, oh yeah, they just cleaned it up? Like, you can't clean that up out of carpet. There was nothing found. Like, it was just there was, like, nothing like that. It's nuts to me. And I just feel like, you know, in the very first, when I watched the first season, I was very suspicious of the stepdad, of Brendan's stepdad, and the brother, his older brother. And then I kind of forgot about that. And I was very, very suspicious of Teresa's brother and of the ex-boyfriend. Not in a way where I thought, oh, they killed her, but they knew something. And something was off, you know what I mean? Like, they rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I just felt like they were so nervous. They were hiding something. And so when the second season came about and Kathleen Zellner really broke everything down, I had not watched season one in forever. And when she was talking about these theories that were basically, like, bringing these people up again, I was like, yes, like, that makes sense to me. And I think that Teresa's brother and the ex-boyfriend may have helped with moving the car and the evidence. I think that's why they were nervous. I don't think they had anything to do with murdering her or doing anything like that. But that's just my opinion. And, like, how they portrayed it, or just from what we know from watching the show, which is, like, out there, everybody can have their own opinion, but my gosh, like, there was something. I think that they did do something. I think they worked with the police in some way to maybe get this guy, because they thought, well, we need to get justice for our sister, for my friend, for my ex-girlfriend, you know. And when the police is telling you this is the guy, and to get him we have to do this, I think that they went along with it. But I don't think it was Stephen Avery. Okay. Will your vlogs make a comeback? Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I do things when I want. I don't know. I feel like sometimes they're just a little forced. I'm like, how many times can you watch me or anyone go get coffee and, like, talk about the same thing? I like to just do fun things, like to do what I want to do, like to talk about this fun, frivolous stuff, to talk about whatever. If something naturally comes along, it comes along. I cannot believe I made it through all the questions. I mean, I feel like I skipped over a lot of things, but I just wanted to make it to the end. But yeah, I don't know. With vlogs, I just want to do things that I want to do when it makes sense. And a lot of times, you know, like Brad and I used to always film our vacations. That was before we had a child, and we've even done some of those, but I don't want these moments to be, you know, just shared with everyone. I feel like sometimes you have to have your own personal moments. And sometimes I'm, like, not that, I don't want to say into myself, where I feel like you guys need to watch me making coffee every day, or I'm going here, I'm going there. And I used to do that occasionally. and it always made me cringe, and maybe I'll share that with you guys again soon. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's been a while. But I can't do that all the time. So I knew I never wanted to make that something that was just a constant thing. I knew that would, I don't know, and I like to talk about the things that I want to talk about. So, and I do what works. And when you think, oh, well, I have done pretty much every type of video. I've done DIY videos, I've done home decor stuff, I've done this and that, and I just do things when they make sense. I'm not trying to do something or let me get on all fours and clean my toilet, because I think people are gonna watch that. Girl, no, nobody wants to see anyone clean a toilet. People watch it, I feel, for train wreck value. No one wants to see that. I've done videos on how I clean my house. I didn't have to get on all fours and show you how I clean my toilet. Like, that might be new and exciting for some people, but girl, you ain't seeing that here. So, fun little way to end that. Anyways, y'all, I gotta get out of here. I've gotta go get my hair done. I hope that you guys have a great week. I will be back on Friday with some exciting stuff and a lot of fun stuff coming up soon. So definitely follow me on Instagram. I've got something fun coming up, a fun trip and stuff that I'm probably gonna share with you guys. And yeah, so love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.